All right, guys, we're back tonight doing the Ben Folds discussion. This is Jimmy.
I'm Chris.
And this is Anthony rocking the YouTube.
Yeah, that's right. Tonight, guys, we're going to talk about Rockin the Suburbs. Right? Yeah. Nice play. Nice play. We're going to do Rockin the Suburbs tonight. Brief review. Chris, you want? I mean, I'll go. I don't care. I'll go first on this one.
You guys go ahead. I'm the one that recommended it, so I'll bring up the rear after you guys give your reviews if you want to.
All right. So basically, this album is it's a really good one in my opinion. I think it's probably the second best Ben Folds album. Just the way I feel. Overall, favorite song on it. You guys are going to laugh. My favorite song is Not the Same. Freaking love that song. Don't know why.
Yeah.
Always have liked it. Anthony, I know you said track 3. That's Still Fighting It. That's a great song too. Favorites definitely Not the Same. My second favorite's probably Annie Waits and Still Fighting It. Kind of tied there, and then Rockin the Suburbs after that. I think the worst song is probably Gone. Maybe. I don't think I'm a big fan of that one. That's just my opinion. Overall, I give this. God, I haven't listened to it in years, man. I mean, it did bring back tons of memories. I mean, everything was. I want to give it a high score, but realistically, you know, I guess it's held up over time. Okay, I would say an 8.5.
You said this is your second favorite album. What's your favorite album by them?
Well, I throw him in the same thing as the Ben Folds 5 era stuff.
Right.
And Authorized Biography is probably my favorite. I like that album, dude.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
There's music playing in the background. What's going on?
Anthony's got something playing.
Sorry.
What are you playing?
He's playing
Rockin'
Ben Folds.
It's Rockin the Suburbs.
Are you just now reviewing the album while you're
Doing it live?
No.
Doing it live.
I listened to it last night.
I got you.
But I really like this song, Rockin the Suburbs. So I kind of want to hear it again.
It's good.
It's a good song.
But,
you give it 8.5.
I do. I'll give it an 8.5.
That's fair. Anthony, let's hear your thoughts on this album.
eventually, I was going to, I don't know. I could say a lot of things, but it's actually not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. I had a bunch of jokes lined up in my head about it, but it's not bad. There's about 3 songs that I really liked a lot, and the rest of them kind of just melted together like warm butter, basically. But
what were your favorite ones you say there?
it was number 1, number 3. I can't think of the titles right off the top of my head. For some reason, I just closed my screen. I think it was number 1. It was Annie Waits.
Annie Waits, great song.
And then the third one,
Still Fighting It.
Still Fighting. And then, of course, Rockin' the Suburbs. I mean, I've listened to that song 3 or 4 times already, so I really like that song. But I'd probably give it a solid 7 out of 10 for me.
That's pretty fair.
It seems like it kind of, I don't know. About the halfway through, I kind of got a little bored with it.
Halfway through, you didn't even make it to Rockin the Suburbs.
Well,
I'm not sure you even
honestly,
finished the album, actually.
I was kind of waiting for that song to come on.
Yeah.
Kind of got a little bored with everything else while I was waiting on it.
Dude, you need to go read the lyrics to Not the Same. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
Read the lyrics to Not the Same, dude. It'll change your rockin' world on this song. That's a deep tune.
Well, I'll tell you guys, I'll go ahead and start my review. I feel like it's a good album. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I feel like it's one of solo wise. Well, he hasn't done much since, really. I mean, he had a couple of EPs.
Those EPs are great, by the way.
Yeah, they are. They're really good. Kind of remind me of old stuff, really.
I would almost tell you that those EPs may be better than this album. That's how good they are, but they're not full albums, so they are great.
Yeah, I noticed on Spotify they've got them kind of molded into one album.
That's awesome.
Listen to it that way.
Yeah.
But I feel like Ben Folds is at his best. He's I'm trying to think of all the music I listen to. Lyrically, the guy is top notch. I mean, he's a great lyricist.
Agreed.
There's not too much I can think of I listen to that's better than him, quite honestly, with that. My favorites. Okay, I'm gonna take a little different route. Since I guess probably my favorite songs. I really like Zach and Sarah. You guys didn't mention that one.
That's an okay song.
And Still Fighting is a good song too. But 2 songs that I feel like are pretty underrated on this album are the Fred Jones song and Carrying Kathy. Both of those songs, you talk about the lyrics, they're both extremely deep, complex lyrics on that. I mean, he's basically talking about with Fred Jones' song about an old man getting forced out of his job, and Carrying Kathy basically talking about it sounds like maybe a girlfriend of his that killed herself, kind of thing. I mean, he's got some depressing lyrics.
Dude, he does. Hey, you don't have to tell me. I know.
Especially that Carrying Kathy. There's some great the way he words that song. It's top notch. I was telling Anthony when we were talking about him, there's something about Ben Folds. He's a little bit of a smart ass. And he kind of comes across like almost like a Weird Al Yankovic sometimes in his music. Do you guys know what I mean? I mean, I don't mean that in a bad way. He's not that bad, okay? It's not like that, but he's just kind of like a little
quirky.
I don't know. Yeah, quirky. That's fair. That's fair.
I can see that.
And he wasn't like that in his original stuff, I didn't think. It seems like that's
dude. Some of those songs from Ben Folds 5, there's some deep songs there too, man. He is he is actually a very good lyricist.
Yeah. I think that's the strongest part of what he does, quite honestly. He's a great piano player too.
Oh yeah. Good Lord, yeah. He's fantastic, man. He's he used to be underrated. I guess you can't even I'm assuming he still sells out shows, but he goes, to these medium-sized places.
Yeah,
where he knows it's going to sell out, you know what I mean?
Thing I liked about Ben Folds 5 was, whenever it was kind of like he'd had a bass player and a drummer with him, and it was more like a rock kind of thing when he had the trio with him there. I don't know, like after he dropped that, it's different. It changed. I think he was kind of lost. I don't know, the guy grew up in Winston-Salem. He's out of the Carolinas. He was kind of a staple on the scene back in those days.
Early '90s, right?
And all those clubs. Let's say he played places like Ziggy's, hell, 100 times.
All the time. Yeah, all the time. That's a shame. Like I said, that in that era, I would have never given him a freaking chance. Because I was a metalhead, I would have never.
I always liked that first album of his. I mean, I feel like, with the band there. I was reading a little. The guy's been married 4 times. So I got a feeling he's kind of hard to get along with. He dumped his band. He's like, I don't know. And I think he hangs out in Australia a lot now. It seems like he's always touring down there. I don't know if he married somebody down there or what, but I think he might be a little hard to get along with. But I do enjoy his music, and you gotta be in the mood for it. But if you're in the mood for it, it's some good stuff. And that first album, Anthony, that first album, you can find it on Spotify if you want to. I don't think it's on Amazon Prime or anything, but it's pretty solid listen, man. I think you'd enjoy that one.
I might try it sometime. I got that Amazon Music service again for a bit, so I can listen to anything.
It's better than this. It's better than the one we listened to this time, I think. But
that's a deep album too, Chris. I haven't heard it. I haven't heard that album in 15 years probably.
Yeah. And you can tell different things going on in his life when, that's more about, not wanting to grow up and wanting to play music and not get a job and stuff. Yeah, a lot of songs with that kind of theme to it on that album. So
I can say I've never listened to him until this album. So
yeah,
this is
that's why we do the podcast, man. To introduce each other to new music, I guess.
But like with Jason Isbell and Chris Stapleton, I found the urge to go back and find more of their music. After this, I don't feel the urge to go back and find more of his stuff.
That's fair enough.
I'm just saying, I just don't. It didn't grab me. When I heard, I'm still listening. I was listening to Jason Isbell yesterday a little bit. Still listening to his stuff. And bought my dad the Chris Stapleton.
I haven't gone back to Isbell since the summer, or since, I guess, probably a few weeks after we reviewed it.
I think it's fair to say with Stapleton, I didn't introduce you to that, right? I mean, you knew about that beforehand, I'm sure.
I honestly didn't know much about Chris Stapleton until you said that, Chris.
Really? Yeah.
Never really heard of him.
He's pretty popular in that genre, so.
I think I might have heard him come on Pandora once or twice when I had Eric Church or somebody plugged in, but much attention to him to that album.
I got you. Well, I guess that covers that then.
Now is where the podcast gets in. Anybody see Star Wars yet?
Mm-hmm.
No, Jimmy
Oh,
said he's
shit.
going this weekend.
Yeah, we're talking about going on Saturday morning. Take the kid. I want to take the kid Saturday morning.
Let the daughter
Yeah,
go with her boyfriend. She and was in the same theater, so we went and watched something else.
Yeah, try and keep me out of it.
Well, I'm not a fan like you are. Like if it was a James Bond movie or something, that's okay. Too bad I'm going to this, but
I'd say I'm in there with either you go see another movie or you go see this one.
I will say this. I feel like I am kind of missing out on something by not watching these movies. So I'll probably try to catch up on the later ones here that they've had recently. They've had Abrams ones.
Yeah, The Force Awakens. I mean, you should definitely see that one. That should get your Star Wars fire lit again.
Mm-hmm.
Mine never died out much, but it's a great movie. This one's getting the new one's getting a lot of negative feedback.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's like 90% positive with the critics and 50% positive with the fans on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Well, that's interesting. What do you think the reason for that is?
I think it doesn't meet some expectations that fans wanted in this sequel.
Okay. Is there another one
Huh?
after this? Is there another one scheduled after this? I mean,
yeah. This is the middle. The middle part is always the hardest part to do because you're playing off the first storylines, then you're setting up the next storylines, but you're also trying to make a complete movie too. So I'm thinking they're going to resolve a lot of stuff in the third one that they didn't do in this one.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows?
They trying to trot out old Harrison Ford, or is he done?
He's dead, dude. He died.
Okay.
He died in Force Awakens.
He should have died a long time ago. That guy can't act anymore. He's too old. Man.
Dude, I think he wanted to die a long time ago is what's sad.
He keeps getting up in those airplanes. He's going to die sooner or later. He's wrecked too now, hasn't he? I mean,
that's a valid point. Valid point.
Well, I read something a few days ago that said that the end of Empire, where he got frozen in carbonite, he said Harrison Ford requested that or something because he wasn't sure he wanted to be a part of the Return of the Jedi.
Hey, he's probably
Anthony, I heard the same thing, dude. I heard the exact same thing. So I've read it. I mean,
you think he wanted out of that franchise? I'm sure it was just a negotiation tactic.
No, he actually wanted to be. He one point in time asked George Lucas to kill Han Solo off.
Really?
Yeah, because this is the thing. If you know the story behind it, he was actually a criminal in the first movie. He was a criminal. He was just a a thief. He's a scavenger.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
And he wanted his guy to be like an outlaw, not a hero, but kind of maybe have like a shade of hero in him. And he wanted him to go down in like a ball of flame, so to speak. He wanted him to die. He actually wanted him to die in the first movie, but they talked him into number 2 and made him into a freaking hero, and he didn't like that. He just felt like the part of Han Solo should not have been a hero.
I got you.
And they wrote that thing until, I guess they offered him so much money to come back and Return of the Jedi that, he couldn't turn it down. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw
those original movies, were those books first or
No, the first Star Wars is just the first Star Wars. Everything else came after it.
Well, I wondered if
I don't know.
There were a series of books out there that people had read and they already knew the outcome, or if they just kind of made it up as they went along on those.
The first Star Wars. The funny thing is, George Lucas and Steven Spielberg years ago had a bet between Star Wars and Close Encounter that Lucas was saying that Close Encounter would do 10 times better than Star Wars, and it got released.
Really?
Yeah. Kind of see where Star Wars went all these years. But no, everything else came after Star Wars. I mean, like Star Wars, when you look at the original Star Wars, it doesn't have a New Hope in the opening scroll. That's because they've been back at it that late. Yeah, it was never meant to be a trilogy.
Well, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
That's actually true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why George Lucas felt like they needed to. See, nowadays, all these movies that come out, that they all have like a series of books related to them. But
yeah, that's probably the reason why Leia kisses Luke in one scene in Empire and all that.
Yeah, it turns out that's her brother.
Kind of
That's a good point. Yeah.
At the time, so I mean.
Right, so that makes it okay.
There you go. Either that or they shot it up in West Virginia or something, right?
Yeah.
What's wrong, dude?
I don't know, man. Disney. I think Disney's. They've been a spark for the Star Wars franchise. You know, they really brought some life back to it. So it's been pretty nice. They've got a lot of good stuff going right now. So hope to keep it up.
Have you guys been to? I guess y'all haven't been to Disney World in years, have you? I remember they had a Star Wars section down there at the Universal. No, what was the name of the park they had? They were like the one right beside Epcot. I don't know. They had a whole Star Wars section over there, and I bet it's just like exploded now. Now that they actually.
I've heard they got all kinds of Star Wars stuff there. You know, people walking around in stormtrooper costumes and Vader.
What's that called? Hollywood Studios, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
They probably renamed the park
Dude, I don't know.
Yeah. Wow. Be prepared to stand in line and spend a fortune to get in, and it's really hard. I went once, and I'm glad I went, but hell, I wouldn't do it again. It's way
I
too
have to
much
do
money.
it eventually. I just don't know when.
The kids are about to
I
age.
don't mind taking my kids eventually.
Hey, dude, I know it's coming. So,
Yeah.
jeez.
I still got a few years.
Yeah, you do.
Maybe that book
Oh,
will
no.
get published, and I can just pay for it outright and not have to worry about it. So
There you go.
Your oldest, Jimmy, she's is it 9? Is that right?
She's 9. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I think Madison was 8 when we went, and she was still into all the princesses and stuff like that. But I'd say soon after that, she kind of got out of that phase. That was back when Frozen was popular, and they were all over.
Right.
No, hell no. Frozen was already done. What was it was that Brave movie. Y'all ever seen that? That was the one.
Yeah, I do remember that movie. I've been tortured through that before.
Everybody wanted to stand in line and get a picture with the little redheaded princess or whatever they had out there for that.
Right.
I don't remember Brave. I don't.
It takes place over in Scotland or something, doesn't it? And,
Yeah, it's like
the mom turns into a bear or something.
It's like the Braveheart legends.
It was really good, yeah. Yeah, and some of those Disney movies good, man. I mean, they really are.
Some are.
I actually catch myself watching some of the kids' stuff in here some days, and they're watching things. I'm kind of
Your kids watch Frozen, Anthony?
No, they seem to be drawn to some of they're watching the Magic School Bus right now, from the late '90s or something like that. So, they're I don't know. Nate knows how to control the Netflix, turning the TV on and all that. I've taught him how to do it because I don't feel like messing with him. We're trying to get the breakfast together. So he'll go through there. And I was like, I think I'll watch this. And I'm like, okay, and I make sure it's okay,
Well, you can do like the Netflix kids thing there. So
yeah, I've got a rating on there now. It's
pretty safe. I don't think you'll worry too much. I mean, you might find something that's boring, but I don't think you'll find it
Yeah, it only goes up to a certain age, but I mean, still some of the stuff on there is surprising that it's still okay for that age range, But I don't know.
My kids loved when they were that little. She loved the Backyardigans. You ever seen that cartoon?
Oh, dude, Noelle went through that stage too, buddy.
Oh, she loved that, man. She loved Backyardigans. It's probably not even on anymore, but that was
It was actually a good show, dude.
It wasn't bad for what it was, yeah.
I don't know. Nate just kind of gets hooked on something, and Libby kind of follows whatever he's watching. But they get hooked with some. I don't know, something scary came on a couple days ago, and I said, "You mean turn it off?" And he's like, "No, I want to watch it." Okay. They're like into the Abominable Snowman on Frosty and all that stuff.
Father like son,
I guess so, man.
I reckon
Friday
so.
13th comes on or something.
It's kind of hard for me a lot of times to discern what's bad and what's good because I've seen so much freaking horror stuff, that I see a cartoon horror and I'm like, oh, that's nothing. But I've realized my kids have never seen it.
Yeah.
Currently watching.
As long as they don't have nightmares, you're probably good, man.
Yeah, they're doing okay now. They had a few issues occasionally, but I think they got past it now.
Was it from stuff they'd seen on TV?
Well, the first time they see something a little bit scary, a little something that's different,
Yeah.
Nate's got such an active imagination.
Hey, I'll tell you, I remember when Madison was pretty little, her little cousin, Eric's boy up there. He was watching Saw, the movie Saw. I mean, I'm talking like 5 or 6 years old, man.
Don't get any better than that, buddy.
And she was like, it freaked her out. He just happened to be around watching that, and she saw a little bit of it and freaked her out. I was like, I know
Yeah,
Saw.
that's too young, man.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it is too young.
I'm not even sure. Maybe the teen years, maybe, but not even that. Maybe.
Yeah, don't watch anything now, man.
That's what I was getting ready to say. There's no stopping it, guys. It never ends.
No. Jimmy, you in the Evil Dead series at all?
Nah.
Ash versus Evil Dead just showed up on Netflix, and I've been binge watching that.
I saw that it was on there, man. I just haven't, I just don't watch the horror stuff anymore. I don't know why. I just don't.
Tell you a show.
Yeah, girl, man.
Tell you a show I watched on Netflix that I just got an email there today saying the season 4 had just come online. Was that the Peaky Blinders show? You guys ever watch that?
No, I've never watched that.
I tried to watch it, Chris, and you told me about it a long time ago. I can't get into it, dude.
Well, it got some thick English accents, extremely thick, which it makes it a little hard to watch. But man, it's about like a family, I guess kind of like gangster family came back from World War I, and they kind of like take over this city in England that they grew up in. It's I don't know, it's a pretty good show, I thought, man.
Yeah, Netflix is getting some pretty good stuff on there. The original stuff turned out to do the other stuff on there.
Yeah, they do have good original stuff. They do.
I mean, all these streaming services, man, it's starting to get ridiculous what they're expecting us to pay and to.
We get to the point now where if it's not on Netflix, we pretty much don't watch it anymore.
Yeah, we kind of gave up on. Well, I watch stuff on different channels on the Roku sometimes, but you watch a lot of stuff on Netflix.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you guys want to shut it down?
Yeah, we better call it an evening, I guess. It's there at the witching hour of 9 o'clock.
Yep.
All right, boys. Well, I've got my 2 songs picked. I'll text them to you.
All right, go ahead and text them. I'll look up 2. See, I'm assuming you guys are all doing metal. Is this the?
I'm doing like a classic hard rock song, and then I'm gonna do one that's kind of new school metal.
I'll try to look up some stuff that will challenge you guys. How's that sound?
I do. Whatever you're gonna bring to the table.
2 songs. I don't know. Yeah, I'll find some.
Luke Bryan coming across.
Luke Bryan. No, I'm not going country this week. I'm gonna look at a different genre, I think.
I might do that one Luke Bryan song that I like so much. We'll see.
You can listen to Luke Bryan.
I can assure you guys, you're never going to get that from me. There'll be no country unless it's Hank Jr. or something.
Which song are you talking about, Andrew?
Huh?
Which song are you talking about?
That old Beach Roller Coaster is really one of my favorites.
Never heard it.
Oh yeah, I've heard
Great
this.
song.
Hey,
what about Myrtle Beach? Do you think?
I don't know.
Sure.
It makes me think of Myrtle Beach.
Probably. Hey, before you guys go, do y'all want to try to maybe, like Anthony's talking earlier today, that it's kind of getting a little bit bored doing this. Do y'all want to just kind of cut back instead of doing it weekly? Just do it maybe every other week or something.
We can do that. Yeah, I know what you mean. It has become a bit of I won't say a hassle, but it's like kind of.
It does. I mean, it's not that it's a hassle. It's just that, man, I got to listen to so much gruff when I do this.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I mean, I honestly was like, I was just going to suggest, let's just do this once a month.
I get mocked more than anything else in my house, but
yeah, that's kind of where I get mocked over here more than anything.
Just like
and my wife can't come to the bathroom in the bedroom, so it's another thing. So.
I hear you.
Jeez,
I don't know. It's a whole other subject.
Yeah, we can do that.
Chris?
Well, I mean, definitely, probably not this coming weekend. So, you think early January we'll fire it up again?
Yeah, let's shoot for. Let me bring a calendar up real fast.
Hey, Chris, do you remember this shirt that I got on?
Jimmy. It looks like a Jimmy Buffett shirt. Probably in the last concert we went to?
No, it was 95. With me, you, Tara, and Gina went to that show. Huh?
Is that fruitcakes?
No,
I was at the fruitcake show.
I think it's the Domino College one. It's the one we got out in that big rainstorm. Got all
Okay.
caught up in that big rainstorm.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so the first week of January, guys, is a bunch of bowl games. I'm sure Chris ain't gonna want to.
I don't care.
Me
Oh, really?
either.
Okay. Then that's cool. Well, we could probably shoot for January the 4th or January the 11th.
We'll just
What
shoot
bowl
out
game
text.
on the 4th?
I don't know, but I know that usually the first week of January is full of games.
Because I want to make sure I watch that championship game this year.
That'll be on Saturday, I think.
Monday. It'll be a Monday. Yeah, retarded.
I mean the playoff. Well, you know what? Those playoffs are going to be the bowl games, aren't they? So
Yeah. Well, we know the national championship's on a Monday. I don't know. I'm assuming it's going to be Monday the 15th
I'm not
because
sure.
they always push that stuff. It might be the 22nd. I don't even know.
No, we won't get in the way of any big games, but we'll figure it out.
Wait, am I going to miss the Bahamas Bowl?
I don't know what
I
that
think you
is.
already missed it. I think you already missed it.
That is actually a game, Bahamas Bowl.
Yeah, I think it was it yesterday? Was that the one that Kiffin was in?
No, I think it was the Miami
Against
Bowl.
Akron. You see what he did against Akron? he's like a young Steve Spurrier, man. He like
Hang on.
apparently Akron had a coach that was talking trash before the game. So he ran up the score on him, and he went for two late in that game. It was like 50-3.
I like old Lane Kiffin all of a sudden.
And then when they asked him about it, he's like, guy was shooting his mouth off. I had to teach him a lesson. I mean, yeah, Kiffin's funny. He is.
You're coaching the Akron Zips. I don't think you got a lot of room to talk, man.
No, he's not. He's coaching Florida Atlantic.
I thought Lane Kiffin was coaching Florida Atlantic.
That's what we're talking about.
Oh, I see what you mean. The other coach.
Yeah, he's talking about the other coach.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't even the head coach. He was just an assistant. You know, Tater Tot's the head coach up there. Old
Oh, God.
Bowden's son. What's his name? Terry Bowden.
Tater Tot.
Yeah, that's always been my nickname for him.
Oh, wow. It's awesome. I do like it, though. Tater Tot's a great name.
It fits. If you look at him, it really does. I don't think I didn't come up with that. Somebody else came up with that. I just ran with it.
Hey, Tennessee hired somebody, didn't they?
Pruitt.
And he's from where?
Alabama's defensive coordinator.
Well, we should have a decent defensive team in Tennessee this year.
It'll take a while to dig out their hole. That's all there is to it, man.
Yeah, I heard Fulmer was like trying to block coaches and stuff coming in there.
Yeah, it was a real Game of Thrones situation in Knoxville, man.
Can you even use that in context? Because I know you ain't never watched the series.
That's what everybody there was online. Somebody made a banner that showed like all these. It was like a Game of Thrones themed banner with what was going on.
That's great. Oh my God.
It was
Whatever happened to Tennessee? Tennessee used to be a pretty good team, man.
They hold on to coaches too long, and then that's what happens. They fall apart.
Man, look, that's a whole other podcast. I could talk for an hour about that, and I'm not sure I'd still fully explain the deficiencies they have going on down there. But
just like Penn State holding on to somebody way too long.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That is a good point. That's somebody for 55 years.
They're kind of like the ultimate of that, them and Florida State there. But
yeah, they pretty much forced Bowden out at Florida State, didn't they?
They had to. He wasn't going to leave, yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't going nowhere, dude. He had it made down there.
Yep. Yeah. All right, guys.
All right, boys. That's it for tonight.
I'll find 2 songs and text them to you guys.
Yeah, I'll text y'all here in a little while. I got my 2 songs lined up.
A couple weeks, whenever we get a good night when there's no football on, everybody can get away, we'll do our podcast.
That'll work.
That sounds good, guys.
All right, y'all.
Y'all, Merry Christmas.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, same to you.
Hey, Chris, I meant to tell you, dude, tomorrow night we probably should go camping because I think it's only going to be like a low of 50.
Really? Yeah.
Dude, it's the end of December. It's going to be 50 degrees for the low.
Yeah. Well, you know, they had a meteor shower there the other night. I wish I would have been able to see that.
It had been cold as hell.
It was very cold, and it was in the middle of the week, and it was like 12 to 4 a.m. I mean, it was not optimal.
Unless you're camping out where you're working tomorrow. Yeah.
But it would have been cool. I mean, it was apparently there were like over 200 shooting stars during that meteor shower. So.
Geez, that'd been
I think it
nice.
happens every year in December. It has something to do with like some comet that rotates around the Earth every like once a year.
Well, if y'all hear about it, maybe I can make a run up there one December.
Yeah, absolutely.
'Cause
Anthony, I
always
think
play
we're going to try to do a little backpacking this year. You think you'd be interested in that?
It just depends how everything goes. It's gonna be a tough few months coming up, but after all that
Tough?
happens,
What are you talking about? Tough few months.
I mean, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But
Yeah.
like I said, in December, see, I can throw the birthday trump card out there. Like, hey, it's my birthday. I want to go camping with the guys. So,
Yeah,
You better-
December.
you better-
pretty
You
cold.
better be packing for some cold stuff, buddy. I will
Bring
tell
it.
you this, Anthony. I froze. I took a Walmart. I guess it was like a 20-degree bag my kids had, and I froze the last time me and Chris went. And that was in what was that? Was that in September or was it
it was
October?
October.
I think it was October.
It was October.
Yeah. Okay.
But,
It was it was in October, but it was cold, man. It was, and it only got down to like what 38, 41. I mean, it
I was
wasn't
in
that
the
cold.
40s, but
It
I
wasn't that cold.
My bag, to be honest with you, I was kind of. It was kind of like that scene in Dumb and Dumber. I felt like throwing a pair of gloves to Jimmy. I said, "Here, my hands are a little warm. Why don't you take these?"
That's wrong in so many ways. That's all right.
Yeah.
I see how you are.
We'll have to do the camping thing again. That special.
I'd like to do like a weekend backpacking trip somewhere.
Yeah.
Get on the Appalachian Trail and just hike about, I don't know, 15 miles out, something like that, and come back.
You hear banjos? You going too far?
Nah, that'd be fun, man.
Not on the AT.
I hear a bunch of hippies smoking weed.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. A bunch of bong hits.
So, all right, guys.
All right, boys.
Sounds
Later.
good. We'll talk to y'all later. Merry Christmas,
See y'all
everybody.
after the holidays.
Merry
Sounds good.
Christmas, guys.
See ya.
Later.
All right, later.